Well, the crops are all once again safely gathered in, and it's been another bumper year for crop circles across Wiltshire, and indeed other parts of the country, or should I more properly refer to them as pictograms. The mysteries, though, still continue. What exactly does cause these strange patterns in fields across the UK? Is it UFO activity, natural earth energies, or is there some other explanation? Well, we're off now to the Barge Inn in Pewsey, where a group of experts are going to sit and discuss this year's formations. And exactly what conclusions are they going to come to? Well, let's go over there now and find out. And with us we've got Nick Nickerson, Kent Goodman, Peter Sorenson, and we've also got Kent's son here, Thomas, who's had a rather strange experience, which we'll find out about later. Can I start with you, though, Nick, because I know you're very much involved with a magazine that's all to do with crop circles. What have you discovered this year? What's been the highlight of the crop circle phenomenon this year?
Well, the highlight of the crop circle phenomenon has been the intricate patterns that have appeared right from Stonehenge through to Windmill Hill, and then finally a Julia set, as they call it, at Lidington Castle, which was extremely beautiful.
How have they differed from the previous years then? Have they got, because it seems they've got gradually more and more complicated. Has it gone back a bit this year, or are they as complicated, or what?
No, I think they've gone very well forward this year.
Right.
Previous years they've tended to be rather basic, although the patterns have been good. The techniques have seemed to have changed and improved,
right,
in actual fact, making them, I think, that the ground aspect of these formations very, very attractive indeed.
What about for you, Ken? What's been the highlight, would you say, crop circle-wise this year for you?
Well, coming from America, it's wonderful to be out here where it's all actually happening, even though it's happening all over the world. I think what you're referring to, they're getting more and more intricate every year. They started out as circles and get more and more intricate as time goes on, as if somebody's trying to teach us something, I think.
Peter, how about you? What have you noticed this year that's caught your eye?
Well, it was off to a slow start in a way, but then right behind my bedroom window here at Alton Barns, where I'm living, we had a DNA molecule crop circle. It was 648 feet long, and it was mind-boggling. And that was just the beginning, because later on, as the other guys have said, we've had these Julia set crop formations that go up to 194 circles. Absolutely fantastic. Nothing ever like this before in history.
Are we any closer to discovering what's causing these? I mean, if we go back to the very early days, we started with Terence Mead and his ideas that there were air vortexes, then we had ideas that it was hedgehogs mating in cornfields. I mean, we've had just about every possible combination of ideas. Are you any closer to thinking what it is?
Well, I wouldn't say so, really. My opinion is that we've got earth energies being manipulated by an outside source. That outside source may be whatever you want to call it. Maybe ET, we don't know. Not for certain. But what is coming round is that there is a lot of airborne component involvement within the circles themselves. You see either strange sightings before or after the event.
That's weird, isn't it?
It's expected.
Well, and what about the forgery thing? Because, you know, a lot of them clearly are still forged. I mean, personally, I think you can always tell the difference as soon as you get to the crop circle, or the pictogram, because it looks very different. But are people still forging a lot of them?
Well, there's a lot that are man-made, in my opinion. Some people believe that they're all from somewhere else.
Right.
Some of them are definitely from somewhere else, and others are man-made. But in even the cases of some of the man-made ones, there have been some very strange circumstances surrounding those formations, which makes me wonder if something bigger isn't acting like a puppeteer and even controlling the artists when they're out there. It's very, very strange, Dave.
Why is it? It appears, though, from the way the media has treated this, if you go back 3 or 4 years when it was at its height, when we had the first very big one at Alton Barns and all the things were happening, over the last few years we seem to see less in the press about these. Do you think that people generally now believe that they're all hoaxes and no longer believe in the existence of them? Do you think there's a...
Well, to be quite frank with you, I think the media is controlled, and the media has deliberately played it down until this year, when they couldn't avoid it.
I agree with that. I think because of the intricacy of these later ones and how huge they are, that before everybody thought that maybe Doug and Dave or other people were hoaxing them all. Fortunately, with these new ones, there's no possible way in the world that they could have been forged.
But there are still people who say we could hoax that, we could do that. I don't know how. I'd like to see them try,
but they'd all have to keep quiet somehow.
Right.
I just don't see how it could happen myself.
Well, the Windmill Hill's 194 circles, 1,000 foot long. And if to do that, you'd have to take 2 or 3 days to do it with 194 people. That itself is quite a long.
I would say quite a while, wouldn't it? Now I know that you and your dad had a bit of a strange experience not that long ago, and I think you had a bit of a UFO sighting as well, didn't you? What actually happened? Tell us.
Well, we were actually going to the barge in on the Great Bull where a lot of the great formations have appeared, and we were going down the road, and I told Dad, "Oh, look, it's a UFO," kind of joking around, and he said, "Oh no, it's a helicopter." Looked at it for a bit, it got brighter and brighter, didn't actually move. And we just drove down the road a bit and just disappeared out of view, so it's quite interesting.
That's really weird. What did you think it was? It definitely wasn't a helicopter, you don't think?
No, I mean, it was really three-dimensional looking. It looked like a high-intensity searchlight, but we were looking at it, and I said, it's got to be a helicopter, and then he says, well, where has it gone then? Because we were looking at it, and all of a sudden, blink,
Of course, there's a certain feel you get with real UFOs, don't you? You get kind of if you feel something different, you just think, oh, it's not real.
So we ran down to the barge and was telling everybody about a UFO thing, and they all said, yeah, so what? We see those all the time.
It's that kind of area, isn't it, really? Peter, what do you feel about it? Do you think we're any nearer?
Well, I haven't got a clue what is making these things. There's an intelligence involved that's not human. Angelic, extraterrestrial, I don't know, but I'm certain that something like that is working behind the scenes.
Well, we perhaps look forward next year to even more crop circles, and who knows, perhaps next year they'll be even more complicated.